Most people think horses are gentle, calm, friendly, and most of the time they are. But there's one mistake that can turn a peaceful moment into a trip to the emergency room in less than a second: standing behind a horse. It sounds simple, harmless, even. After all, horses are domesticated animals, right? We ride them, groom them, feed them. They live around humans every day. But here's what many people don't realize. A horse can kick with enough force to break bones instantly. And the scariest part? The horse usually isn't trying to hurt you. The kick happens fast. So fast that by the time your brain understands what happened, it's already over. One sudden sound, one unexpected movement, one moment of fear. That's all it takes. And this isn't rare behavior from bad horses. Even calm, trained, loving horses can react this way under the wrong circumstances. Because deep down, beneath all the training and trust, horses are still prey animals. Their survival depends on reacting instantly to danger. Not thinking, not analyzing, reacting. Today, we're breaking down the real reason you should never stand directly behind a horse. Not myths, not exaggerations. The actual science, instincts, and warning signs most people completely miss. We'll explain how horses see the world, why kicks happen, what mistakes humans make around them, and how professionals safely move around horses every single day. Because understanding horse behavior isn't just important, it can prevent serious injuries. And once you understand what's really happened behind a horse, you'll never look at that danger zone the same way again. A horse doesn't look dangerous standing still. That's what makes its power so deceptive. An average horse weighs between 900 and 1,200 pounds, and nearly all that strength is concentrated in its hindquarters. Those back legs are built for speed, balance, and explosive force. When a horse kicks, it can generate over 2,000 pounds of impact pressure in a fraction of a second. Some kicks are powerful enough to crack wood, dent metal, or seriously injure another animal instantly. And unlike humans, horses don't need time to wind up. Their reaction is immediate. A horse can extend both hind legs with incredible speed before most people even realize the movement started. That's why so many accidents happen unexpectedly. One second everything seems calm, and the next, the horse reacts. But the danger isn't just the force. It's the combination of power, speed, and unpredictability. Even a smaller horse can kick with enough strength to cause severe injuries. And because horses are large prey animals, their reactions are designed for survival, not precision. That means they don't calculate where the kick lands. They simply react to what they believe is a threat. This is why experienced horse handlers never underestimate the hind legs of a horse, no matter how calm or friendly that horse may seem. Respecting that power is the first step toward staying safe. The biggest reason horses kick from behind isn't aggression, it's vision. Horses have incredible eyesight in many ways. Their eyes are positioned on the sides of their heads, allowing them to see almost 360 degrees around them. This wide vision helps them detect predators quickly in the wild. But there's one critical weakness in that system. Directly behind a horse is a blind spot. If you stand in that exact area, the horse may know something is there, but it can't clearly identify what it is. And for a prey animal, uncertainty can instantly trigger fear. Imagine suddenly sensing movement behind you without being able to see it. That's how a horse experiences someone entering its rear blind zone. Now combine that with a sudden sound, fast movement, or unexpected touch, and the horse's survival instincts take over. The brain reacts before the horse has time to process what's happening. That reaction is often a kick. Not because the horse is angry, not because it wants to hurt someone, but because its body is programmed to protect itself from potential danger. This is why experienced handlers either avoid the blind spot completely or keep physical contact with the horse while moving around behind it. A calm touch or voice helps the horse stay aware of where the person is. Understanding the blind spot changes everything. Because once a horse can clearly sense and trust you, the risk drops dramatically. Even when a horse trusts you, instinct can still override training in a split second. That's because horses are prey animals first and domesticated animals second. For thousands of years, survival depended on reacting instantly to danger. In the wild, hesitation could mean death. So a horse's brain evolved to prioritize speed over analysis. When something unexpected happens behind them, a sudden touch, a loud noise, fast movement, their nervous system reacts automatically. The signal travels through the body before logical thinking even begins. Humans usually stop and think, "What was that?" Horses react first and process later, and that reaction is often explosive. A kick is not usually planned aggression. It's a reflex designed to create distance from a possible threat. In nature, one powerful kick could scare off a predator and save the horse's life. The problem is that horses use the same survival system around humans. Even calm, trained horses can react if they feel startled, trapped, or confused. That's why experienced horse handlers never rely only on trust or familiarity. They rely on awareness, positioning, and understanding horse behavior. Because the truth is simple. A horse doesn't need to be mean to kick. It only needs one moment of fear. And when instinct takes over, the body moves faster than the mind. When humans feel afraid, we usually pause to think. Horses don't. A horse's survival system is built around one priority: react immediately. In the wild, there's no time to analyze danger. A predator attack happens fast, so hesitation could be fatal. That's why horses rely more on instinct than reasoning during stressful moments. When a horse senses danger, the brain activates a rapid survival response. Heart rate rises, muscles tighten, adrenaline floods the body. The horse becomes ready to flee or kick within seconds. And here's the important part. The horse isn't deciding whether the threat is real. It's reacting to the possibility that it could be real. This is why even experienced riders and handlers can get caught off guard. A plastic bag blowing in the wind, a sudden noise, or unexpected movement behind the horse can trigger an instant reaction. To humans, it may seem like an overreaction. To the horse, it feels like survival. This instinct-driven behavior is also why punishment after a kick often makes situations worse. The horse isn't thinking, "I did something bad." It's thinking, "I survived something dangerous." Understanding this changes how professionals work around horses. Instead of forcing control, they focus on creating calm, predictable situations that reduce fear before instinct takes over. Because once instinct activates, speed always beats thinking. The good news is that horses usually don't kick without warning. The problem is, most people don't recognize the signals. Before a horse reacts, its body often shows clear signs of tension or discomfort. Learning to notice these signals can prevent accidents before they happen. One of the first warning signs is the ears. When a horse pins its ears flat backward, it's often showing irritation, stress, or focus on something behind it. Then there's the tail. A relaxed tail moves naturally, but aggressive tail swishing can signal frustration or agitation. Another major clue is body tension. A nervous horse may stiffen its muscles, raise its head, or shift its weight suddenly. Some horses even lift the back leg slightly before kicking, a final warning many people miss. And then there's expression in the eyes. Wide eyes, visible tension around the face, or constant scanning of the environment can all indicate anxiety. Experienced handlers constantly read these signals. They don't assume a quiet horse is automatically relaxed. They observe posture, movement, breathing, and energy levels every second around the animal. Because most horse accidents don't happen out of nowhere, they happen after warning signs were ignored. A horse communicates long before it reacts physically. The key is learning to listen before the situation reaches a point where instinct takes over and the hind legs do the talking. Many horse-related accidents happen for one simple reason. People become too comfortable. One of the most common mistakes is walking directly behind a horse without letting it know where you are. Even calm horses can become startled if someone suddenly enters their blind spot. Another mistake is moving too quickly around them. Fast movements, loud noises, or unexpected touches can instantly trigger a defensive reaction. Some people also assume that a horse they know well would never kick. But familiarity does not erase instinct. A horse may trust you completely and still react out of fear if surprised. Overconfidence is another major problem. Experienced handlers respect every horse, no matter how gentle it seems. They stay alert, aware of body language, and careful with positioning at all times. Children and inexperienced visitors often make mistakes simply because they don't understand horse behavior. Running, shouting, standing too close behind the horse, or approaching from unexpected angles can create dangerous situations quickly. Another overlooked mistake is ignoring small warning signs. People often continue brushing, feeding, or walking behind a horse even when the animal is clearly tense or uncomfortable. The truth is, most kicks are preventable, not because horses are predictable machines, but because good handling reduces fear, confusion, and surprise. Safety around horses isn't about being fearless. It's about being aware. Staying safe around horses starts with one simple principle. Make your presence clear and predictable. Whenever possible, approach a horse on the side, where it can see you clearly. Avoid suddenly appearing directly behind it, especially if the horse is distracted, eating, or resting. If you need to move around the back of a horse, experienced handlers usually do one of two things. Either stay well outside kicking range, or move very close while keeping a hand gently on the horse's body. That physical contact helps the horse track your position and reduces the chance of surprise. Your voice matters too. Speaking calmly while moving around a horse can help keep it aware and relaxed. Body language is just as important. Stay calm, move steadily, and avoid sudden gestures or loud noises. Horses are highly sensitive to energy and tension. If you act nervous or unpredictable, the horse may become nervous too. It's also important to watch the horse constantly. Pay attention to the ears, tail, posture, and overall behavior. Small changes often appear before bigger reactions. And, perhaps most importantly, never assume any horse is completely risk-free. Training reduces danger, but instinct never disappears entirely. Good horse handlers don't rely on luck. They rely on awareness, consistency, and respect for the animal's natural behavior. Because safety around horses is not about controlling them. It's about understanding them. One of the biggest misunderstandings about horse kicks is the belief that the horse is being aggressive or intentionally trying to hurt someone. Most of the time, that simply isn't true. Horses are naturally social, sensitive animals. Their first instinct is usually to avoid danger, not create conflict. But when they feel trapped, startled, confused, or threatened, their survival system reacts automatically. And sometimes that reaction is a kick. To humans, it can look personal, but to the horse, it's defensive. A horse doesn't stop to think about consequences the way humans do. It reacts based on instinct, fear, and immediate pressure in the environment. That's why even well-trained horses with calm personalities can still react suddenly under the wrong circumstances. This is also why understanding behavior matters more than punishment. If people only respond with anger after a kick, they often miss the real cause: fear, stress, pain, confusion, or surprise. Experienced horse handlers know that trust is built through calm communication, consistency, and awareness, not intimidation. The goal is not to dominate the horse. The goal is to make the horse feel safe enough that defensive reactions become less likely. Because the truth is, horses are not dangerous by nature. They are powerful animals with fast survival instincts. And once you understand that difference, you stop seeing horse behavior as aggression and start seeing it as communication. So, why should you never stand directly behind a horse? Not because horses are evil, not because they're naturally aggressive, but because they are powerful prey animals built to react instantly when something feels wrong. A horse doesn't need anger to kick. It only needs uncertainty, fear, or surprise. And that's the biggest lesson in all of this. Understanding horse behavior is far more important than simply memorizing rules. When you understand how horses see the world, how their instincts work, and how quickly they react, you stop relying on luck and start making safer decisions. The safest people around horses aren't always the strongest or the most experienced riders. They're the people who stay aware, calm, and respectful of the animal's instincts every second they're nearby. Because horses are incredibly intelligent, sensitive, and loyal animals. But they are still animals with survival systems that have existed for thousands of years. Respect the blind spot. Respect the warning signs. Respect the power behind those hind legs. And most importantly, never assume that familiarity removes risk. A calm horse can still react in a moment of fear. If you enjoyed this video and want more real explanations about horse behavior, safety, and training, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And remember, around horses, awareness is not optional. It's protection.